Republican leadership have reached an agreement on a very significant tax bill. In my view, the agreement that they reached is a bad deal for the American people. I think we can do better. And I am here today to take a strong stand against this bill. And I intend to tell my colleagues and the nation exactly why I am in opposition to this bill. You can call what I'm doing today whatever you want. You can call it a filibuster. You can call it a very long speech. I'm not here to set any great records or to make a spectacle. I am simply here today to take as long as I can to explain to the American people the fact that we have got to do a lot better than this agreement provides. Now let me just enumerate some of the reasons that I am opposed to this agreement. First, as everybody knows, this nation has a record-breaking $13.8 trillion national debt at the same time as the middle class is collapsing and poverty is increasing. And Mr. President, I think it's important that we say a word, because I'm not sure that a lot of Americans necessarily know this, about how we got to where we are today in terms of the national debt. I know there are some people who think that this all began the day that President Obama took office. Well, it's not quite the case. When President Clinton left office, this country was running, in fact, a very significant surplus, and the projections were that we were going to continue to run a surplus. During the 8 years of President Bush, for a number of reasons, including the war in Iraq, the war in Afghanistan, including huge tax breaks for the wealthiest people in this country, including a Medicare Part D prescription drug program, and including the Wall Street bailout, among other things, all of which were not paid for. Those are the primary reasons that we saw an almost doubling of the national debt during the Bush administration. And since President Obama has been in office, we have passed a stimulus package, also adding to the deficit in national debt. But here we are today with a $13.8 trillion national debt, $1.4 trillion deficit, and almost all Americans are in agreement that this is a very serious issue. So the first point that I would make is that it seems to me to be unconscionable for my conservative friends and for everybody else in this country to be driving up this already too high national debt by giving tax breaks to millionaires and billionaires who don't need it, and in a number of cases, Mr. President, don't even want it. Here's one of the interesting ironies. There are lists of many, many very wealthy people who've come forward and say, sure, I want a tax break. Everybody wants a tax break. But you know what? There are other priorities in this country. I don't need it. And two of the wealthiest people in the world, Bill Gates of Microsoft, Warren Buffett, Berkshire, these are billionaires, and they said it's absurd. We don't need a tax break. And all over the country, you're hearing a lot of folks who have a lot of money saying, don't drive up the deficit and force our kids to pay higher taxes to pay off the national debt in order to give tax breaks to the richest people in this country. Now, Mr. President, we have been told really not to worry too much because the extension of these tax breaks for the wealthy will only last 2 years. Not to worry. Well, maybe that's the case. But given the political reality that I have seen in Washington, my guess is that 2 years from now, these tax breaks for the wealthiest people in this country will be extended again. What happens around here is that the argument will be made that if you end these tax breaks, you're raising taxes. It's what we're hearing right now. I see no reason why in the middle of a presidential election those arguments will not be made again, and I see no reason not to believe that those tax breaks will be extended again. And clearly we have a number of Republicans who want to make that extension permanent. Now, whether it will ever be made permanent or not, I don't know. But the point is, when you hear folks say that it's only a 2-year extension, I would suggest take that with a grain of salt. And let me just say that if, in fact, we do what the Republicans have wanted to do right now, as we enter this debate, they wanted a 10-year extension. That would add $700 billion to our national debt. $700 billion. Now, I've got 4 kids, and I've got 6 grandchildren. And I think it is grossly unfair. None of them have a whole lot of money. I think it is grossly unfair to ask my kids and grandchildren, and the children all over this country, to be paying higher taxes in order to provide tax breaks for billionaires because we've driven up the national debt. That is just plain wrong. And Mr. President, I think the vast majority of the American people, whether they're progressives like myself or whether they're conservatives, I think they perceive that that concept of giving tax breaks to billionaires when we have such a high national debt makes no sense at all. Furthermore, Mr. President, it is important to point out that extending income tax breaks to the top 2% is not the only unfair tax proposal in this agreement. This agreement between the President and the Republican leadership also calls for a continuation of the Bush-era 15% tax rate on capital gains and dividends, meaning that those people who make their living off their investments will continue to pay a substantially lower tax rate than firemen, teachers, nurses, carpenters, and virtually all the other working people of this country. And I just don't think that that's fair. That's wrong. And we are continuing, if this agreement were to be passed, that unfair arrangement. Mr. President, on top of all of that, this agreement includes a horrendous proposal regarding the estate tax. And that is a Teddy Roosevelt initiative. Teddy Roosevelt was talking about this in the early years of the 20th century. It was enacted in 1916. And it was enacted for a couple of reasons. Teddy Roosevelt and the people of that era thought it was wrong that a handful of people could have a huge concentration of wealth and then just give that wealth, transmit that wealth to their children. He didn't think that that was right. Furthermore, it was a source, a progressive and fair source of revenue. Under the agreement struck between the Republican leadership and the President, the estate tax rate, which was 55% under President Clinton.
Hello everybody, sorry I'm late. I was making the Chipotle TM run. This is a game between Ease and Cinco de Gato with a sub. We are already through bands. Blue side bands are Kaisa, Nivea, and Akshan. Red side bands are Scion, Laue, and Trundle. With the first pick being Zaya, the counter pick being Caitlyn. So Zaya for Steven and Caitlyn for Mr. Trader Larkin himself. Two very kind of expected picks. Being a teammate of Larkin, I've had a lot of conversations with him on the skill and power of Caitlyn. Very strong pick, and Steven is very comfortable on Zaya. I seem to remember him playing it a lot and being quite good at it. And there's a Nami pickup for Nicole, assuming. And the counter Seraphine pick for Stu. We got both of the bot lanes figured out already. We'll see where everything else goes. Chat is Halo Wars. Nothing ventured, nothing gained? I was playing that earlier today. Managed to be playing Halo Wars. By the way, Halo Wars Level 4 Arcadia, the hardest mission in the game. And it's wild. Yeah. It's so crazy to me that they scripted one of the 3 airships just will not make it. There's nothing you can do. You always lose. Wild to me. But anyway, we have, I believe, the junglers picked Vi and Poppy. Poppy's a great counter to Vi. Stops to engage a lot of the time. But I think Vi has a faster clear. Oh, by the way, new like patch technically since we've last played. Apparently there's no more leashing for junglers, so that's crazy. Forge is down. Oh my god. Spartan is down. You know. So I'm very curious to see how that's going to affect the game. If leashing was the big thing that changes everything. But you know, classic counter to Andrew 5-band top strategy. You know it, you love it. Finishing up for the red side bands of Aatrox and Nasus, with the mid lane being targeted with an Asol and Lux. And that would be Jake, right? So we'll see how Jake responds. And we will see what other champion in Andrew's Ocean he will pull out, because he has played some of those against me. I know he played Trundle, I know he played Alawe, but we'll see. And then there's an Ahri pickup and a Malzahar pickup. I don't know about the Malzahar pickup. I think if it's just a comfortable champion, that's fine. But I don't think Malzahar into Ahri is the best, because Ahri does have the ability to just like shut off his spell shield pretty much at will. But the ultimate, the outplay your opponent and take them out of the game for 5 seconds is always a powerful skill. And there is Volibear. Oh, that guy. Hardly played by anybody here, right? Nobody really likes to play Volibear. The counter matchup for him from Mr. Thomas himself will be Darius. Oh, Darius is a very interesting champion. Basically, this matchup goes one way. Darius will win 1 through 6, and then if he doesn't win at that point, it's pretty easy to just take over the game with one good gank. But he can basically push Volibear out of lane, and it becomes really a challenge for Andrew to survive, because if he survives, he wins. If he doesn't survive, he loses. But if he thrives, that's when it's really bad for Thomas, because if Darius loses and doesn't get any support, he will suffer greatly. Now, I don't believe I've introduced myself because of the rush nature. I was out again on the Chipotle TM run, which wasn't actually to Chipotle, it was to Noodles and Co. But you know, same thing. Um, I am your host for the night, the solo cast, Brendan or Lieutenant or Lieutenant, whichever anybody wants to call me. I don't mind. Um, and if I had to compare the two teams right now, what team I would pick, I would definitely pick the one champion that I have almost 1 million mastery on. I won't tell anybody because spoilers and might be strategy that some other players don't know about. Uh, but the matchup still is. I think it's easier for Team B's question mark because Seraphine's ultimate is super strong and situationally better than Nami's ultimate. I mean, Nami, if you get everybody into a tight groupings, ult is a lot better because I think it's a little bit more damage. It's a knock up, um, and you can follow it up with a bubble. But Seraphine's ult, if you're like a very spread out fight in a line and Stu can hit a good chain, you can send that thing for miles, and it can hit a lot of people and can turn a fight. It's a lot easier to hit for long range than Nami's ult is. Um, but there definitely are some counters on Cinco de Gato that, if they win, could snowball and carry the game. I mean, Caitlyn outranges Zaya pretty hard. So that could always be a thing. If Larkin gets a lead against Steven, he could just hold on to it for the rest of the game. AACC, I don't think that's spelling anything. RDP, also not spelling anything.
I won't hurt you, I promise.
Anyway, I don't think they're spelling anything with the bands. ACF versus, yeah. I don't think either of the bands are spelling anything. And they're not matching up to what they banned, which is fine. But let's see. Malzahar versus Ari. I think I favor the Ari because Malzahar's ult is not that effective by himself. If he gets a gank from Vi, it becomes super effective. They can definitely lock down the Ari, and pump a lot of damage into her and kill her before she can do anything. But as long as Ari stays distance, always being able to ult before Vi connects the Vi ult, should be able to prevent any big fight where Ari does nothing. Um, what was that? Voice in my head? Oh, predictions are closing. Right. Let me. I gotta bet my gamer coin. I'm at 80K. I lost a little bit on the most recent thing, so I gotta get back into that winning ways with my gambles. The odds for Cinco de Gato are pretty good right now. Might want to bet for Cinco de Gato. Gotta if Cinco de Gato wins, I think they push Bees into third place. I think because Bees and team. Oh wait, okay. Predictions are slightly weird. They're Bees versus Team 3, but the actual teams are Bees and Cinco de Gato. Yeah. The predictions are. I let it be known that production did catch the Bees versus Team 3 prediction before chat did. Um, But yeah, no, it's. I think if Cinco de Gato wins here, um, because Bees split with Team Three, but they 2-0'd us when we 2-1 them, so they have the game head to head. But if which I think they still have to play against um Team Poro. If they lose to Poro and if they lose to Bees, they have one less series win than Team Three, and we would be put into second place and they would be put into third. So, I mean, I know who I'm rooting for as a totally unbiased caster, TM. Um, but I mean, I think it should be a good game. I think the teams are evenly matched in certain regards. I think that Andrew could definitely do what he does best and just carry a game. But I also think that Cinco de Gato has really good combo of top jungle, uh, being twins, and all that. Yeah, the predictions are going to close in a minute, or they're closed now. They're closed now. Predictions are closed now. And it's 48% bees and 42% Cinco de Gato. So we'll see who wins. As we load into the rift. Again, should be an interesting game. I think the sub for uh, Cinco de Gato will shake things up. I don't know if it will help them or hurt them, but we will see. Ooh, 17,000 mastery on Volibear. Couldn't be me. Ooh. So the most mastery champion in the lobby is actually Larkin. So we'll see if that mastery on the champion helps him. Wait, is there? Oh, that's cool. I never noticed that. So there's a button at the top that shows just mastery for everybody. Yeah, I saw that and I was like, wait, how do you do that? And then I saw the buttons at the top. It's cool. It's a shame they don't like have the stats for like the bubbles. So on the third, the player info, everybody can have 3 bubbles. Um, and it doesn't show what each of the bubbles mean. I don't actually recognize any of them, but Andrew and Thomas both have the same one. 9, 10, 11. So the new stuff is the supports get World Atlas at like default. They don't have to buy it anymore. Um, and the junglers are locked into having smite. You can no longer play a game with no smites. That is Riot ruined. We'll see. We'll see what happens. So we've got a ward by Bees in the River Bush. We have a ward by Cinco de Gato in the bush, top of the river. I don't know what that bush is called. And otherwise, mostly like line of scrimmage positions for everybody. Oh yeah, I'm really happy with Twitch's new ad policy, where they're just putting it at the side instead of like actually screwing over the viewer experience. Super nice. Alright, we don't have too much happening. Some trading in the bot side. Oh, as I say that, Steven loses half his health. Seraphine should be able to heal that up somewhat. And then we have fighting in the mid. Again, standard trading. I do want to watch top lane the most, but I think... Oh, Larkin's just absolutely destroying. And Stu gets hit by a bubble. And first blood. Well played by Larkin. Well played by Larkin. Waiting out the barrier to get the second kill. Now that is a pretty bad start for bees, but I imagine they could recover from this. Happening. Oh, except mid lane, another trade. Although Ari does have a lot more mana than Malzahar, so we'll see what that ends up doing. But I think it still favors the Ari at the moment. Is there a way to hold the scoreboard up permanently? A twice? Once just pulls up like the fight thing. No, the items. X did not work. Yeah. The first letter in the alphabet, A. That just switches me to like a team fight. No, it just shows the replay bar. Oh, and there's a kill in bot lane, and the feet have been claimed. I did miss that. Ah, yeah, thank you. Yep, that's it. Perfect, thank you. As we get more trading in the bot lane, it looks like Larkin and Nicole are absolutely dominating. Did we get a pause? Except for the... Oh, no, we're back, okay. 5 for 5, yep. Possible StuNet issues. Now it looks like Andrew is doing well into the top lane and maybe getting a kill here. Also, probably just intercept a little bit too hard. Does not get a kill, but we'll see what happens. Oh, unfortunately, Robert does not get the stun on Volu for pushing him into a wall. It was just off and did not end up hitting the wall. Might have benefited actually from flashing. How do I get the... Oh, my sidebar. Yep. Okay. Yeah, probably could have benefited from flashing since both top laners used their flash, but at the moment did not get a kill. But Thomas now will have the advantage next time they fight because he does have his ultimate up, and Andrew will not. But it looks like Andrew's getting a gank. Not much, just some love taps. And bot lane continues to be all Larkin and Nicole. Frozen again. More difficult. I'm just remembering the one game that we had where we were frozen and they were not. I wonder if this was Darkos. I would like to know if they are actually paused. Yeah, I still think like the team captain should let the casters know when there's a pause for more than like 5 minutes. Anyway, we are 7 minutes into the game. 3 kills, 0, no objectives taken. Earth Dragon is up, and the Voidlings will be spawning soon. Hmm? Still paused? Yeah, I mean, it's still paused. Oh, okay. No, I saw it move on the stream. Okay, we'll see. So we are having some potentially technical difficulties. Could just be a paused game. Could just be some issue. Because last time I was casting, we had an issue where we missed basically one of the whole games. I imagine though, since Larkin hasn't responded to me, that the game is not paused. Okay, I'll exit the game and reload. Okay. Stream is still the waiting screen. Yep, I'm ready. Got. I'm also at 10 minutes. Alright, as we get back to the game, it turns out that it was, again, another bug, that the game, for some reason, froze at 7 minutes. So we missed it quite a bit. There's been 2 kills apiece. We missed, hold on as I get the scoreboard up. It looks like nothing has really happened in the top lane. It was mid. There was a fight where. Yep, and Cinco de Gato did also get a dragon. So. Oh, and one of the two. So. As there's a gank top lane on the Volibear, looks like Andrew is going to die from this. Let's see. Yep, a kill for the Darius. Very good for him. Gives him a little bit of momentum against this Volibear, who is going to be stacking his Rod of Ages. But what we missed as Larkin goes super aggro to potentially kill, gets both of the flashes, well, gets the flash from Steven, and the heal from Stu for just his flash. We missed Cinco de Gato getting a dragon outright, and I imagine they stopped Bees from getting a clean 3 grubs take. And also, it looks like Nicole got killed by Stu in some kind of a fight. If I had to guess, looks like it was just a bot lane fight, and the assist that is on the Vi on the Enrac was on the Ahri. I imagine it was an ult. We can't back it up to it, can we? No. As there is another attempt to kill the Ahri right now, I imagine that's exactly how it went. Ult into the Vault Breaker. Wait, what is Vi's Q? Is that the Vault Breaker or is that the ult? Let me... Q? Thought so. So, what is the ult called? I can probably help her over it. Cease and desist. Okay. So, yeah, so it's the Malzahar ult into the Vault Breaker into the cease and desist. And Ahri can't really do much to get away from that. No. But it looks like Andrew has a CS lead on top, but is down 1 kill. Malzahar and Darko is up 2 kills and 30 CS over the Ahri. But Larkin's the big money maker in this game right now. The big difference. He's got almost double the CS and 4 kills.
Turret plating will fall soon.
He's the big... Larkin has a 2.5k gold lead, as the voice in my head say. They can't hear you, right? It's just, yeah, it's just me. So, looks like, Cinco de Gato has a good, strong lead. And we'll see how this progresses into the late game. As there's skirmishing in the top and the bot, we got a flash by Thomas. Let's see, a little bit late on that, otherwise it would have been very effective. And looks like Larkin's dead. As a very successful Darko roam shuts down the 80 carry for Cinco de Gato and gives the kill over to Steven, who will very much enjoy that influx of gold. And Robert is back top, and this may be, yep, that is a death for Andrew. But this will give up the dragon for Beats. Unless... Nope. Fortunately, Ahri does not have her ult yet. Otherwise, that could have been dead Steven. So... right now, I know... Does the overlay show feet at all? So I know Cinco de Gato got the feat of warfare, but there are no towers. Oh no, I guess they got the tower. So Cinco de Gato got the feat. We'll see if that does help them or not. I think at this point it's a lot lower of a percentage than what it was when it first came out. I think it was 70% when it first came out, like the win rate associated with feat. But I think that's gone down a lot because people either the feet were tuned down a little bit, or people realize that just because they get the feet doesn't mean they've won the game. So Robert is back to help his brother out. See if they can kill this Volibear. Does indeed look like Andrew is dead again. But Andrew did get the tower, so I think he's still doing pretty well. It's the build is what I've heard is the best build for Volibear right now. And I do understand why, because gives him AP, gives him health. And the Navori Quick Bite helps him get his W off more often. But I still think it could be better. I don't think the items synergize with each other well enough for that to be what would be the best combination for him. But I think it's definitely, if you don't play Volibear a lot, it's the go-to build for him because it's easy to understand, and it's definitely more of a fighter. And I generally play Voli more of a tank. So I have done this build before because I was told that this is the build, and it's not my favorite. But then again, I'm not the greatest fighter, and I like to tank and soak a lot of damage. So I think Andrew will do well with it. I think it's a very strong build because of what it does, but I don't think it's really what Volibear wants to do. Champ's really in a weird state for me right now, and we'll see if Thomas can get a one-on-one kill. Oh, it looks like he's getting assistance from the Caitlyn. Doesn't want to ult though. Oh, wow, well played by Thomas. The last second, whatever that ability is called, to get some health, saves him from the Volibear kill. The help from Larkin. What was it called? Decimate? Decimate. I thought Decimate was the ult. I don't know. Yeah, yeah. I mean, Noxie and Guillotine. Yep. Okay. So, I mean, Thomas is playing it really well. I think at this point, he might be strong enough to just 1v1 the Volibear at will. I'm a little surprised he didn't go with a Bramble Vest at this point. I think I don't know that I don't think so. That looks like he's going for Force of Nature. Because the Negatron Cloak and the yeah, Thomas. No. I think Thomas should build the Bramble Vest, not Andrew. But I mean, Andrew's good to build it. I think Andrew would be better off. I know it seems counterintuitive, but I think he should build a Spirit Visage third, because although it doesn't give him the armor stats for Darius, it gives him so much healing on his W and will help him survive in these fights a lot better. Plus, if he ever gets ganked by Jake, it's really good. I also don't remember necessarily if Spirit Visage also gives shielding. I know it's healing power. Shielding, yeah, so I think Spirit Visage is just so useful for Volibear. And as there's a fight bringing up for Dragon, oh wow, great buffer on the cease and desist to stop. Oh, it looks like Darius already used his ult, the Knocking Guilty, and it looks like Andrew is just able to survive and heal off of Volibear's just abilities. Oh yeah, it's a big shutdown. That was a 4-0 shutdown for Volibear. We'll see if Jake can capitalize on it though. Entirely possible. Nope, Jake is dead. Oh, Jake survives, but he probably should have ulted a lot quicker, a lot earlier, because I think if he ults to stay out of the Volibear's range, I think he just easily gets the kill. Okay. And Larkin gets the kill on Volibear. I do not think that was shut down, but it felt like it because Volibear was able to kill the Darius so easily. So Dragon was taken for Cinco de Gato, but then a kill was obtained by Bees, and then there was a fight top that resulted in Bees' favor. So I think right now the gold lead is 1k, and it's favoring Cinco de Gato, but we'll see, because right now I don't know that Darius still is doing well against the Volibear. Again, we'll see. Force of Nature could help, but I think a lot of Volibear's damage is more physical. Especially if you avoid the shield, the call for lightning, I think it's called. That will allow Volibear to. And Jake catches Ari, but I don't think it's the catch he wants, as there is no kill, but it looks like Vi is walking right into Larkin. And Vi is dead. This could be an Otacon for Cinco de Gato since Bees doesn't have a jungler anymore. We'll see though. Larkin is the front line right now, which is not in his best interest. Jake is low, but neither of the top laners are coming, so it's a 4v3 at the worst. And Stu gets Poppy out of the way. Steven gets a kill but doesn't get two. And Otacon goes the direction of Cinco de Gato. And Larkin is dead again. As Darius also backed off from the Volibear. We'll see. He's getting help from his jungler right now, and this is going to be a few tower shots and a stun, so we'll see. This could be... Nope. Does not have the counter. Oh, he does get the kill, though. It's pretty huge. Man, there are fights happening everywhere. Looks like Stu and Darko, we're going to get this turret. No issues. Nicole will get out. No pressure from Stu and Darko. Alright, now the gold has swung. It's not quite 1k in the other direction, but Team Bees does have the gold lead at the moment, despite being down 5 kills. They are up a turret, and still, it was only the 3 grubs taken. And Otacon did go to Cinco de Gato. The gold lead may not actually accurately represent the power of the two teams. Are they? Well, they're just clearing vision. Voices in my head say they're going for Baron, and lo and behold, they're not. Oh, and Steven is just dead. Oh, what a catch by Larkin. This is why AD carries are not allowed to just check a bush. Even if it is just another AD carry in that bush. You could just be dead. Larkin's doing a fairly good job. He just needs to stay alive, really. We'll see, though, if he can. I think in team fights, which we haven't ever seen a team fight, it's just been isolated 2v2s, 3v3s, or... Well, I mean, that was still a 4v4 or a 4v3. It wasn't really a 5v5, is what I mean by the team fight. But, I think if we do see a team fight, I might still favor Team B. They still have a very strong team fight. But Cinco de Gato has the ability to pick anybody. As they go for a dragon, we'll see. Nothing. Like, there's some damage done. I'm sure that sucks, but... And yeah, it's a soul point dragon for Cinco de Gato. As we have 3-1, and the gold lane, I didn't think Dragon gave gold, and I would have imagined they would have lost gold off of something. I didn't see a tower go down at any point during this, but the gold has been evened for both teams, which does heavily favor Cinco de Gato, because they have 2 dragons up, and they have the Otacon, so it should double the effects of the dragons, right? It looks like Andrew has overstepped a little bit, and he is dead. And so is Stu. And so is Steven. This is a huge fight for Cinco de Gato. They could easily... Oh, and they're going to kill Darko as well. That is 4 for nothing. That is Baron. I mean, at least Bees has their best option for stopping the Baron up in, or stealing the Baron up in Vi, but we'll see if Vi can do anything. I think that Vi's best bet, yeah, is to just take this. I think right now they just need to put 2 people on him. The charm is not enough. I think that they need to. Well, it looks like Larkin is going over to stop him. Which I think Larkin wasn't the one who should have been going over, but Larkin is dead and Vi is still there. Okay, Vi flashed over. No vision means that, but we'll see. Can Volibear stop this? Oh no. Cinco de Gato does get the Baron, but now there are a lot of people in this area. We'll see if they can get out. And it looks like they do. Those voices in my head are laughing maniacally at Larkin's folly. Yeah, I think definitely it could have been Thomas and Jake going over for that, because I think Larkin just needed to hit the Baron the entire time. Potentially also, yeah, he went over the wall. He shouldn't have gone over the wall. But I mean, Baron on 3 is still really good for Cinco de Gato. They are in a position where they are up 1.5k gold lead with Baron. So we'll see what happens. It's looking good for Cinco de Gato, but it could be Bees could turn it around at any point. I imagine one team fight win by either team puts the game into a... could be over. It does look like Cinco de Gato are grouping mid. But right now they have... Oh, they're doing a 4-1. Stu is catching out. That ultimate is used for not too much of an effect. But Volibear could be huge right now. Oh, he flashes out. Larkin could be shutting down. And we'll see the Vi cease and desist on Larkin, but immediately flashes out. Thomas goes for the kill on Darko, and Larkin gets the Vi. So it's 3 for nothing. They have Baron. This could be the game. Steven is charmed. Steven is dead. That is the game. Cinco de Gato with a very dominating performance in like solo lanes to late game. Very, very, very impressive. I think it's their first. They won one against Boro. Oh wow. So yeah, second game win, very, very impressive showing. And as we head into a break, Cinco de Gato has match point against Team 3 or Team B's. All right, and we're into the bans for game 2 already. Very, very short break. Trundle ban, same. Caitlyn ban, not surprising. The way that Caitlyn just dominated that bot lane, it is not surprising whatsoever. Jinx is also banned. It looks like the strats for this game for banning are ban Andrew and ban Larkin. See how well that plays out, though. And we have a flex from the ban Larkin into the ban Anivia from Jake, right? Yeah, Jake. But Akshan is left open this time, which could be the first pick. If I had to guess the pick was going to be first, it might be this one. No, it's Poppy again. Poppy was pretty effective. It definitely does shut down a lot of potential champions that Andrew could play. It's a counter to Camille. It's a counter to like Yasuo, Yone. A lot of champions nowadays have dashes. And Poppy's great against them. And then we have the Xayah again for Steven. Comfort pick. I think Steven is going to be ready to show that game was a fluke, and this game he's going to do his best to do to Larkin what Larkin just did to him, you know? I imagine we'll get the same bot lane for Team B's. Stu is very proficient at Seraphine, and it's a very strong champion in general. I think AoE ults are very potentially game turning and is very strong. But we have a Sejuani, another big AoE ult. In place of the Vi, I would say that Sejuani is, I think, a bit better at dealing with Poppy than Vi, because Sejuani's ult is not a dash. I don't think Poppy's thing, or the barrier thing, stops Vi's ult, but I think it still does damage to her, and I think it affects her at the end when she's done. What was that? Yeah, but it affects Sejuani and Vi the same for their Qs, because they're both dashes. Sejuani's is a bit shorter range, and if I recall correctly, I think Sejuani's dash will affect a bigger AoE than Vi's dash. I think Vi's dash only hits one person. Could be wrong with that. But otherwise, we're getting a lot of the same picks. We got the Nami, Poppy, and Ari, which are all the same. You got Zaya and Malzahar, which are the same. Sejuani is the only swap up from the Vi. And we have a Vayne ban. Again, targeting Larkin. I'm surprised that they didn't go for the Akshan, though. I imagine the remaining bans will somewhat match up for last game, although the Mundo was not banned last game. But we'll see who they're going to fear less. I imagine they'll ban Aatrox, not Nasus again. And I imagine this last ban here will be maybe Gary. Tristana, yeah, I figured. Yep, Aatrox also figured. I imagine they're going to pick. Oh, Braum would be a huge pick for Stu. I don't remember Stu's Braum, but I mean, I think from my experiences with a Braum support Dario, it can be highly effective. We'll see what AD carry and top laner Team Kuro does counter with. Because it's the Volibear Darius is still up for both. There's a Twitch. Larkin is the rat, so it does fit. I think Twitch is honestly a lot stronger than Caitlyn, but it's whether or not Twitch can get the ability to fire. I think against Braum, it could be really bad for Twitch. I'm surprised that he would pick that into Braum, into Malzahar, into Sejuani, into Zaya. That's a very hard group of champions to play into, but I do think that Mordekaiser is very strong, and Set, I wouldn't want to pick Set into Mordekaiser. I mean, I don't know this matchup at all. I don't really play either of these champs. I imagine that Set is not. No, okay, there we go. Yeah. After getting dominated by, well, not really dominated. I think Andrew played it really well against Thomas's Darius. It looks like Andrew's going to take his hand at the Darius, and again, I think this is going to be very similar to last game. I think Darius is very strong in levels 1 to 6, and if Darius gets kills, he will snowball. But if the Poppy comes back to gank Darius, and Mordekaiser Darius or Mordekaiser Poppy can kill Darius, I think that that's a very possible win combo. I think the same could be said. Sejuani Darius can kill Mordekaiser quite easily. So I think the top lane could be as volatile as it was. I imagine Andrew will eke out a lead, but I imagine it will be up to Robert to prevent Darius from snowballing too hard. I think Robert and Thomas could very easily kill Darius. I think post level 6, it's a very effective 2v1. If Darius focuses on the Poppy and is about to kill Poppy, Mordekaiser can just ult and Poppy can get out, and it's a very effective way of dealing with it. I think if Darius is focusing on Mordekaiser, Poppy can just ult Darius out and potentially win that engagement. Like it's a very very strong duo of Mordekaiser and Poppy, but again, I think Darius is inherently stronger individually than the two of them, and Sejuani Braum as a combo, or like just not the carries, but like the two tanks on the team. With Darius, with Sejuani, with Braum, you have so much ability to CC people. It's insane. So Sejuani Darius will be really effective at fighting. And again, if we ever get into team fights, I'm pretty certain that Team B's has a very clear edge. Um, I think if we get into some of these team fights where Malzahar does not get to Twitch, Darius does not get to Twitch, Braum is either killed early or just not in a good position, Twitch can absolutely shred the team, but I don't know that he has the right tools with him to be able to get the time to Free Fire. But we'll see. Too bad we don't have a game-to-game prediction of who's going to win. I would say, I think I gave the edge to Team B's last time. I think I still would give the edge to them this time, despite the fact that Team. Oh, there's another issue with the draft link this time. It's Team Poros versus Team B's. Did you notice that? Whoever made the link made it wrong. Poro versus Bees, whereas the first game was Bees versus Cinco de Gato. Okay. I would give again the edge to Cinco de Gato or to Bees over Cinco de Gato. But I think Team Cinco de Gato could very well do what they did last game and just out mechanic them individually in the early like stages of the game and just win from that. So as we have 3 minutes to go into the game, as far as like lane by lane matchups, again, I give the edge to in the top lane to Darius, in the jungle to Poppy, in the mid lane, Malzahar, um, and in the bot lane, I still think Twitch is a better AD carry in this position than Xayah. I think in both situations, um, Twitch is better than Xayah. But I think Twitch would be better off on the Braum side because Braum could just throw up the shield and prevent anything from hitting Twitch. And the Malzahar also, if Malzahar gets onto Twitch early into the ult, Twitch will just not do anything. Sejuani ult could hit Twitch and Twitch won't do anything. I imagine Larkin's taking cleanse because he needs it. But we'll see. And I apologize for the silences every once in a while. I'm still trying to eat my food and still haven't had a chance to actually eat because I thought this break would be a little bit longer than it was. But destiny makes it what it is. And we have to live with our situations as they are. So as we get into the final minute of the game, voices in my head. What do you think? I'll relay to the chat what you tell me. What do you think? Yeah, that's fair. The voices in my head say Twitch is gonna get popped, and yeah, I mean, I guess it's just gonna be free balloon day for Team B's. So we'll see. Onto the rift we go. Oh, Larkin did not take cleanse. That is a bold and risky move. I think that's not gonna help him. Again, Zaya can root him. Malzahar ult. Sejuani ult. Darius doesn't really have any like roots, but he does have a slow. And then again, Braum. Like if he gets hit by Braum in any of these fights, he's probably dead. Start saying it again. I'll pause. All right, I'm gonna pause at 25.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Okay. All right. They're all set. I don't think there's gonna be any invading. I think it's gonna be line of scrimmage again. The jungler does in fact not have a jungle item. He did recall, and now and there's a fight in the top lane already. Andrew is getting a little bit greedy. Okay, no, never mind though. I was gonna say, I think if the Ahri flashed, you have a lot of background noise. I think if what? I think if Ahri had leveled Charm and flashed for that, it might have been a kill. But it would have messed up their entire lane. We'll see what happens now though, as Nicole is getting caught, but Larkin is just free firing on Steven, so I think that's a worthwhile trade. Although the Nami lost more health, Nami can heal up. But yeah, do you have a fan going? Because like I'm getting a lot of noise. But yeah, just look at your icon in Discord. Looks like there was a trade in the top lane. And both of them are low, but Darius used Ghost, so it looks like Thomas is just gonna back teleport and have the HP advantage against him. We'll see how that goes. There's an early gank by Robert into the bot lane. Stu has to flash, but otherwise nothing really lost on their end. Huh? Tell you if it back. Okay. Yep. Yeah. Otherwise, right now, Steven's winning the CS battle by a little bit. Darko is winning the CS battle by a little bit, and it looks like Thomas is winning the CS battle by a little bit. And then Yenrak is beating Robert by a little bit of CS, but that's because Robert ganked and Sejuani has not. Looks like there's a fight in the top lane. We have Poppy versus Sejuani. And yeah, I think Sejuani is favored in that fight. Ability to stun the opponent is pretty strong. And Nicole lands a nice bubble, but doesn't ultimately do much. It looks like Sejuani is looking to invade and fight for the blue buff. Does get flash from Robert, and it looks like Nicole's nice double bubble. Doesn't end up netting too much damage. I think maybe Larkin was stunned for that. Otherwise, it looks like a pretty good fight. Oh, that bubble is huge! That is a flash from Steven, and might still result, and no, there's nothing else. Larkin needs to be careful, though. Still has barrier. Right now, they have 2 summoner advantage in the bot lane. Mid lane's going a lot better for Darko this time around. 10 CS lead, and pretty even in mana. So, but looks like Thomas and Andrew are fighting, and Thomas gets out without too much loss. I think Thomas would need a gank before Andrew gets level 6, but he might be getting level 6 real soon. And Robert is nowhere in sight, so we'll see. I think Darius will kind of fall off a little bit, but we'll see. Andrew's still a very, very high skill player, so we'll see. Otherwise, not too much action has been going down yet. Thomas gets level 6 first. As a manaless champion, he will be down items, but he's recalling now. And it looks like Team Bees is looking for the dragon or a gank mid. I don't know. Just roaming, trying to put pressure on mid. Nothing much accomplished, but it looks like Jake had the wave pushed out a little bit. But it does potentially, no, just warding. Dark is just putting a ward on the red buff to see when Poppy goes there. I did find it interesting. Vision is always a strong aspect of the game. It looks like Team Bees is doing a good job of getting vision. You can see 3 wards and a control ward on the dragon. Whereas it looks like there's only 1 ward by Cinco de Gato. But that's probably because Robert switched to a sweeper. Ping's going up to the Nami, but not much happening. Looks like Bees is looking to invade the red buff. See if anything comes from that. Looks like Robert is going for Scuttle.
I'll be right under their noses.
We do have a 4-man bot. We'll see if anything comes from it. Looks like they're going in now. We'll see how Larkin gets out. We have 3 people going into the lane, and Larkin is just... What is Larkin doing?
I was hiding.
Can Larkin get out, or will he execute? We'll see. Okay, he can't execute anymore because Zaya hit him. We'll see if he can get out. Oh no, he's just going into their base. Oh, he's just dead. First blood all the way in Team B's base. But that is huge missing experience from both Yenrak and Steven. So we'll see if anything comes from that. It does look like Thomas is doing a very good job of dealing with Andrew's Darius. We'll see. What did I miss? I'm watching. Oh, the charm. Yeah. It might have been a kill onto Malzahar, but the RA charm unfortunately missed. Oh, look at Larkin being a little rat. Oh my god. Oh! Steven flashes, barriers, ults, and gets out. Larkin did flash, but that is huge for him. Denying any more CS for Steven and getting all the summoners out of his opponent and the ultimate for essentially just his ult and flash. We're still very, very bloodless game. Only one objective taken. We'll see if Robert or Yenrak are looking to take the grubs. Looks like Jake's doing a good job of keeping Darko's health down. It looks like there's a 2v2 in the top lane. And Darius gets ulted by Mordekaiser. Let's see if that leads to anything. It does look like Thomas is doing well. Oh wow, what the hell? Sorry for swearing. That was just wild of an experience. I think they both flashed in like different directions. But it looks like both top laners are dead. And also the jungle is dead for Team B's. Teleport used by Darko. He's not unfortunately able to save his team, and it looked like the bot lane had a fight, but didn't result in a kill. Or did it? No, because Larkin has a kill. Yeah, I think Larkin killed Xayah also. Oh, let me go back. Yeah, Larkin also got Xayah. I'm gonna go look at it. It looked like it was very similar to the last thing where Larkin just invised close to him and just had enough to kill him. Alright, I'm back live. Yep. Alright, I'm back to live. Larkin is just bullying Steven. Holy. This is cyberbullying. But it seems like Team B's is getting grubbies for that, so it's a win for them. Gold lead is very even. So I think right now it's in the betterment of Team B's because they have grubs, they have a dragon, they're one off of the objectives feat. But clearly since the score is 3-2, the feats of combat or warfare, sorry, went over to, and Thomas beautifully executed, or Robert beautifully executed onto Darko, as Larkin appears to be dead for some reason. I was surprised he didn't barrier. Like he got hit by all of the feathers. He has barrier up. I guess he's saving it for his next life when he bullies Steven in game 3. Alright, it looks like the objectives feat is going to be going over to Team B's. Unless... No, Robert's across the map. Unless Lucky... Nami Bubble... Nope. Nothing. Oh, but a beautiful charm... No, can't do anything because it's still a 2v4. And... Oh, but Robert is top lane. And is absolutely... Andrew is getting taken to the cleaner this game. But Robert, honestly, has been doing really well this game, being everywhere that he needs to be. He really isn't getting the objectives, but he's helping his team get leads in other ways. I think that's very, very impactful for him and for his team. You can always come back when you have strength and a gold lead for dragons, but you can never come back with like just dragons in a losing position. So. Knowing what he needs to focus on is a very important aspect of his role, and I think he's doing a great job at it right now, as Larkin is about to get revenge on Steven. Oh, beautiful bubble by Nicole. But is Larkin still dead? Oh, beautiful flash by Stu. Yep, it looks like Larkin is dead. Well played by Stu, really. Steven gets out with a sliver of health, and very close fight. Larkin, I think, is getting a little bit too ahead of himself because he's been doing well against Steven, but has not been able to kill him the past 2 times. We'll see if Robert can capitalize. It doesn't look like it, though. Yeah, Braum is just such a strong champion, dude. Blocked a bunch of the Twitch autos, forcing, I think, Twitch to flash, which then means he doesn't have escape, and then he dies for it. So I think this pickup for Stu of the Braum has been extremely impactful, and looks like Mordekaiser has to flash away from the Darius, but that should be fine. He doesn't really need his flash when he's able to fight him a little bit. If it's on his terms, I think Thomas will be able to take a 1v1 as long as he chooses how it's engaged. Although I'm a little surprised he went with Rylai's first. Oh, and this is the fight that he wants. But I think Andrew is dead. Yep. And oh, but the feet go over to Cinco de Gato 2 games in a row because Larkin was able to get the tower with the help of Nicole. Very strong combination, those two. I think Nicole's been playing really well. It's really hard, unlike Larkin, yeah. It's really hard for Nami to help Twitch because when Twitch is invisible, you don't want to just walk up as a Nami. That just gives away that like Twitch is there. You have to stay really far back. But then you have to be ready to quickly get back into the fight. And Nicole always seems to be in the fights when they like start. So she seems to be appearing at the right times, or at least walking up at the right times. So that's credit to her for knowing what to do. And it looks like Thomas is in trouble, and it looks like Darko is not in trouble. Looks like Thomas is dead here, but no retaliation, as there was an attempt for the Twitch to sneak up onto the Malzahar, but did not end up working. Robert has responded top. We'll see if he can do anything. I think he's just there to make sure that Darius can't really get too much damage on the tower. A huge Robert Poppy ult. Oh my god. Oh, he got the Herald. It was a risky flash. He almost flashed over it, but he did do exactly what he needed. Stole the Herald. Paid for it with his life, which does probably give over this dragon. Top tower is also gone, but we'll see. If the Herald ends up being not too useful, then that'll be a bad sacrifice, but it looks like Thomas is fighting in the top lane again. We'll see. Darius looks like he gets out. Uses his flash. But Larkin is there. Oh, Larkin gets the kill. Oh, that's got to feel bad for Andrew. But good for Thomas. Good for Larkin. Deny this Darius more time. Puts you at a better position. We'll see. Steven is getting time alone in the bot lane to farm up. Steven's doing really well this game, despite the fact that it looked like he was being bullied. He only is dead once this game. Meanwhile, Larkin's kind of throwing the game with his 3 deaths. And Darko is responding to Thomas's top lane push to prevent them from getting that tower. I think we found a few moments of peace. Gold leads even, 7 kills all. 4 objectives to these, and 1 to Cinco de Gato. Jake might be in trouble. Oh, he misses another shot. Yeah, he's dead. Oh, he flashes. Okay, he got flashes. Got out. And Robert is using the Herald to break open mid. That is a very effective use of it. Oh, he's going back in for round 2. Will he get it? Oh, he does get it! Oh, that's not good. Great bubble, though. Potentially could get out. Nope, that's an ult. Larkin, you gotta be free firing, man. You step up. They're all focused on the Poppy. We've got not too much happening in bot, not too much happening in top. Both of the players who were in the top lane have left. We have Larkin trying to fight again. Just fighting right into Stu. And this is why you should have had cleanse. We got 4 people in the mid lane, which is going to net a kill. Who got the kill on Larkin? Was it? Wasn't Steven, because he had 4 kills. Wasn't Stu. I think it was Malzar. Got the kill. And it looks like Team Bees is going for Otacon. Robert is alive. He could do what he did for the Rift Herald and just ult somebody out. We'll see. I think it's gonna be too late. Oh, he did get Genrak out, but he did not get himself in. Unfortunate. Regardless, it was a good ult. This, though, does put Cinco de Gato in a bad position. They need to fight for this next dragon, or else Team Bees will get both a soul and a Otacon empowered soul, which would be very, very strong. I do believe, though, Robert can potentially steal. Robert's a pretty good thief. I know that's his tag on the league game. Like when you load in, when you see his thing, it's thief. He's pretty good at stealing objectives. Oh, it looks like they are trying to get Larkin, but they will settle for Nicole. I don't know how useful that Darius ult probably didn't need to come down. Although did it huh? Yeah, but like she was already dead. I don't know if this is the Darius ult is gonna go on cooldown in like 5 seconds or not because Owen Thomas is going to be the focus for this next fight. We'll see. Can Thomas get his team there in time, or is he just dead? Oh, wow! Way to go, Thomas. That was spectacular. It looks like they're still fighting. It is a 4v4. We'll see, though, if either team can eke out the objective. Oh, it looks like Stu is still dead. Can Jake get a charm onto somebody? Could still get the charm. I think he had... Oh, nope. Missed it. But that is a one champion lead. Malzahar has ult, Xayah has ult, Darius has ult, Poppy has ult, and Nami has ult. So they do have an ultimate lead, but they also don't need to fight for this. Looks like looks like Andrew does want to fight for this, but it's too little, too late. Nami is dead again, but we'll see. Can they kill the Darius? No, Darius is just going Mega Man mode. Oh my god, and that is why I hate Darius. He does almost nothing in a fight, kills the support, and then is able to kill your entire team. I mean, credit to Andrew. He played it very well. Not trying to say that Andrew didn't do anything there. I'm just saying Darius as a champion can do very little in a fight, get the execute, and just spread his lead to the entire team full stack, which I think is ridiculous. Everybody but Stu has a bounty, yeah. And none of them are like the 200 bounty. They're all 350, 450, 550, 400, so... pretty good. Unfortunately for Stu, she was dead for that fight, so she didn't get any assists for that. Sounds good. So, we have Jake countering Andrew. Despite the strong 3-0 start, Jake has not been doing, not been hitting many charms. I think if Jake is like 1 or 2 charms away from being able to turn a fight into the favor of his team. It looks like Thomas is in a fight with Darko and Sejuani in the top lane. Oh, but Robert's here, but not in time to save his brother. We'll see though. Darko's definitely dead. But Steven is in response, just taking mid lane, and Andrew and Sue are taking bot lane. Don't think that was a worthwhile trade. It was 1 for 1 and 2 turrets. 3 turrets. They can get some exit stuff. It might be good, but right now it's looking really bad for Cinco de Gato. The good news is they do still have their inhibitor up, so they don't have to worry about Barret or empowered siege minions, right? Oh, I stumbled through 3 different super minions. Yeah. Stumbled through 3 different things, and they were all wrong. But right now it looks like the next team fight, if Team B's wins, will be going to the end of the game. And if Cinco de Gato do win the next fight, still doesn't mean too much. I mean, Twitch does have a lot of pushing power against turrets. could do a number, but I don't think if they get a clean ace, if Larkin is dead, I don't think they are able to win the game off of that. We'll see though. Looks like Andrew wants to fight Thomas in the top lane. But Thomas does have help. See if this goes anywhere. Oh, great flash from Robert. And that is a dead Andrew. Oh, nice. Okay, so Thomas ulted him. Oh, never mind. Never mind. This could be really bad for the team. And that is just bullshit. Darius, dude. Oh my god, they went from having basically a clean kill on him to Thomas unfortunately missing 2 Qs, and that's soul. That's soul. Ugh. Not one for the highlight reel. Unfortunately. No, you do not throw that into a highlight reel. That is one that Thomas was going to wish he had back. I mean, I think he was right in his decision making, because I think if Darius did ult Larkin was dead and he probably could have gotten a heal for that. But I still think, like, somebody on their team should have anti-heal. Okay. Yeah. Rob has it now. Which, you know, I really wish that the Bramble Vest was either heal cut on any type of physical damage hitting you, or there was a like a magic armor one that gives that effect of any like ability but not auto attacks. So I don't know. We need more tank options for healing reduction, because it makes no sense for most tanks to build any of like the Morellos or Executioners, because they're just AP and AD respectively. But there's an armor one, but there's not a magic resist or health one. Would be nice to have that option. Because how are you supposed to deal with AP Omnivamp? There's just nothing that a tank can do. Well, yeah, okay, but you have to play a champion. And I don't think Rammus is viable in the top lane. You'd have to play him in the jungle. So. Alright, it looks like Team Bees is going for a Baron. See if Thomas pays for it, or Andrew pays for it, or if this is... Nope, that is just Baron. Can there be any exit kills or anything? No, it looks like they're just disengaging. Alright, unfortunately, Team Bees has an 8k gold lead, Baron, and Soul. And all Team Cinco de Gato really has... And Otacon. And Otacon. Soul Otacon. All Cinco de Gato really has is a hyper carry Twitch who is... I mean, he's doing alright. Good ult by Robert to get Andrew out. But, like, Andrew's doing well. Yenrak's doing well. Darko's doing well. Steven's doing really, really well. Stu's doing well as well, but less noticeable. Just because you get your carry ahead doesn't mean you have the best stats for it. And Larkin clean up this kill though. That would be huge. But Larkin does get the kill, but he's probably dead. Yep, he's dead. And that's probably the game. It's 3 against 1 for the Nexus push. Baron, Soul, Darius. Good luck. We are probably heading to game 3. Yep, that's the game. All right, we're heading to game 3. Cinco de Gato can perform a miracle and push Team B's into second or third place with a win. But if Team B's do win, they will cement themselves as number 2 going into the gauntlet that we have coming up. Oh, it's kind of funny to think about that. If Team B's wins, or if Cinco de Gato wins, they are going to then be playing against this same team going into the playoffs. But if they lose, they will be facing a different team. All right, I think we're going to take a quick break before the next game. Game 3. We have Silver Scrapes queued up just for this exact moment, right? Voices in my head. And we're back for Game 3. We do have the correct team names again. I don't think I heard Silver Scrapes playing, by the way. Voices in my head. But I don't think draft has started just yet. But I imagine if I had to guess who's going to be banned, probably something very similar to first game. Imagine it'll be Caitlyn. Well, actually, I imagine it'll be the same bans from game 2. Caitlyn, Anivia, Kaisa? Or Jinx. And then the other side is going to be Trundle, Scion, Alawi. We'll see if that comes true, though. Oh, it might be the Anivia. I don't know. Wait, no, I did say Anivia. They banned Anivia both games. I don't know if there'll be any other bans. I think the Braum kind of went crazy. And might be a ban they would want to consider. I mean, so I think Stu does play the Seraphine just as well, but like specifically against the Twitch, it was really, really good. So I think that's more of a mispick on Cinco de Gato's side for picking Twitch, but we'll see what happens this game. Larkin, I imagine he's not going to be playing Twitch again, and I imagine it's going to be very similar picks. Xayah, yep, probably going to be Xayah, probably going to be Sejuani, probably going to be Malzahar, or Braum is one of those picks. I know for a fact we're not getting Andrew's pick until the second half. I know for a fact we're not getting Thomas's pick until the second half. Unless they pick Darius first. Although I think Darius had some very specific counters. Yeah, Nami. I imagine it'll be Nami, potentially Poppy, potentially Ori. Oh, Vayne! There's the Larkin Vayne. I still think Braum is a good counter into Vayne. So we'll see if Braum does get picked. Otherwise, I don't know. I don't think this Seraphine is better. I think Vayne is better into Seraphine. Oh, Soraka. Right, Soraka would be really good into Vayne. The silence would really, really hurt Vayne. Again, this will be an interesting game. Stu casually flexing her champion Ocean. Doesn't get banned, but still pulls out 3 unique picks. Lux is picked over Ahri. Okay, so that's change. I think I like Lux over Ahri into the Malzahar. Allows you to stay more at range. Could complement the team a little bit better. But we'll have to see. Ahri might have a better playstyle into specifically Soraka. If Ahri could ult into a charm onto Soraka, it would be much more devastating. But we'll have to see. I imagine for this bot lane specifically, we're going to get a focus of the Soraka. We'll see if Steven and Sue can navigate that. We do get the same bans from last game on Cinco de Gato, but Team Bees has swapped it up because Larkin did pick the Vayne to the Poppy and Olaf. But in place of the Poppy, we get a Jarvan. Very strong, engaged champion. Especially into the Malzahar Soraka, I think if J4 ults Soraka, there's nothing Soraka can do to escape except flash. But we'll see if he does end up actually ever focusing that. Also, J4 with Vayne makes it so that Vayne can basically hard CC anybody at any time. So becomes fun. Oh, and we get that's a Pantheon jungle. And we get Nasus in the top lane. Or it could be swapped, but oh no, that is Jax, not Nasus. I thought that pick was locked in. I was a little bit mistaken. So it's Jax in the top lane. What does Thomas have to counter the Jax? I know there are some counters to Jax. I know that. I don't know what they are. Jax does very similar. I wonder if Darius is a counter. I don't think Darius is a counter to Jax, but Set. Okay. Set, Jarvan, Vayne. In the Set versus Jax fight, I think Set wins early, but Jax wins late. Because while Set does insane amounts of damage, I think Jax's Q is just so nimble, and I think Andrew can play it well enough to avoid any haymakers from Set. But we'll see. It's definitely going to be I think it's a skill matchup. I could be very wrong with that. But both jungle champions are new. Neither of them were okay. The Poppy was banned, so there was a ban, but it wasn't like the Vi or the Sejuani were banned. It's just straight up a new pick with the Pantheon. Unless that is a Jax jungle, that could be a Jax jungle. We'll see. I don't know.
Life is too short for fear.
As far as the bot lane goes, Nicole's on Nami again. She's shown some pretty good proficiency with Nami. A lot of really strong bubbles, 2 or 3 man bubbles. It's insane how many 2-man bubbles she gets in the 2v2 lane. Like, she's always seemingly throwing that in the right position. Larkin's on Vayne, which is a lot easier to pilot than the Twitch. A lot less squishy, a lot more mobile, and the invisibility is a lot more effective. Although, okay. Soraka, though, is a very good pick into the Vayne. I think the Silence Field could potentially throw Larkin off. Denying a tumble at the key time could be something that would spell death for Larkin. But otherwise, if the silence is used and Larkin goes in after that, Soraka has almost nothing to do to counter or slow down Vayne other than the ultimate. It's going to just be on Steven trying to avoid Vayne just throwing him into a wall and having his way with him. As far as the mid lane goes, I think Lux is a lot less likely to get caught by Malzahar because Ahri has the innate escape tool in the ultimate to avoid being killed in close range, so she tends to play a little bit more up, whereas Lux has a little bit more survivability in the shield, and the binding is a 2-person stun, not a 1-person. And I think the binding is a lot better, especially paired with the slow, the AoE slow. You position that correctly and just don't pop it until they're like on the edge of it. Could be effective ways of getting out. Pantheon is a bit rough to play into. His ganks could be very strong, especially the ultimate. When Yenrak gets level 6, the gank of a Pantheon ult is truly devastating. I think it's not going to be very effective against Set because Set enjoys having people on both sides of him, being able to stun both of them, and then potentially just like if Pantheon ults too far, and Set just gets him in ult range, he can just ult him under tower and then pull him in again. So there's dangers to that, but the Pantheon ulting Lux or the bot lane would be extremely devastating. And again, depending on whether or not J4 is in the area, because if J4 can ult onto the Pantheon, you have the ability for Larkin to just throw Pantheon into a wall and be stunned for long enough to escape and get out and avoid anything that Pantheon can do to them. Soraka's not going to really be able to follow up on Pantheon until he gets like low health, and then if Soraka goes with Pantheon, and Pantheon still dies, then you have Soraka in front of the 2 or 3 people that are going to be in the bot lane, and Vayne will make quick work of Soraka. And again, Soraka's Xayah is more of a disengage than an engage team comp. And they are very, very effective at doing that. So Pantheon likely is just going to look mid and try to camp the heck out of Jake, which could be a very effective way. If you get Malzahar just like flash ult onto Lux, you can have Pantheon be at his blue buff and suddenly he's on top of the Lux. So we'll see how it goes. I think this is gonna be roughest on Jake personally, but we'll see. I hope that he can uh, position himself well enough to stay out of being killed too much. All right, I probably should say who I think is gonna win this one. Um, I don't know. I don't think I favor either team specifically. I think it's very hard um for Team B's to really engage effectively because you've got set to throw Pantheon out of an engage. Um, but otherwise, like it seems from the last 2 games, like it's going to be a lot of 1v1s and 2v2s in the top lane, and then 2v2s, 3v3s, and 4v4s in the bot lane. Um, but if it's a 3v2 with Pantheon, uh, Xayah, and Soraka against the Vayne Nami, depending on where the Pantheon ults, how quickly his team can follow it up, could be beneficial for actually Cinco de Gato, because they might like Pantheon does have the ability to dive too deep, but his ultimate is telegraphed and extremely telegraphed. If Nicole knows the timing, she can bubble Pantheon. Oh,
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Is this gonna be a remake?
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Yeah, I think this should be a remake. Huh? Huh? Checking my notes. Looks like they're still in game, so they don't remake off of Jake Flash. What the fuck is happening? Excuse my language. What the? Oh, and Stu is dead? No, Stu started silence. No. I don't think Cinco de Gato realizes, or I don't think Team Beast realizes that Jake flashed. I think they just thought he died for saving Flash. I don't know, that's so weird. I would have called for a remake as soon as he flashed. Alright. This is... I don't know, I'm confused. Congratulations to Jake for confusing the one caster, because that was... I don't think I've ever seen something like that ever happen before. No, it looks like Nicole is not dead. She even flashed. Nicole used heal. Nicole should be able to heal up somewhat. She is a Nami. Can heal herself. Right, I have to keep remembering to turn the scoreboard on. It's so weird that it doesn't stay on. And also, if you hit tab, the scoreboard just goes away. Tab is one of my favorite keys to hit, personally. It looks like there's just a lot of fighting happening in the bot lane. A lot of skirmishing happening in the top lane. Either one of the top laners is really taking advantage out of it. Both kind of losing health equally. Conquer versus Grasp. Mid lane is somewhat even. Oh! Fight for Scuttle happens. That is a flash on Robert. Oh, who got it? Oh, he did! Oh, it's unlucky for Robert. He had to flash and didn't even get the objective. I wonder if he could have won that fight, though. Especially if he had support from his top laner. Looks like Andrew is in trouble, but not too much trouble. Bot lane is doing just fine, pretty much. Yeah, I think Thomas thinks that Luke is going to be there. Oh, beautiful bubble! Is that the kill? That is the kill. First blood, no, second blood. Right, because Jake flashed 5 seconds into the game. Not, in fact, first blood. Oh, looks like Andrew is taking the fight to Thomas, but Thomas is still winning the fight. Looks like Andrew is backing, which honestly would be really bad for him, because the manaless champion... well, he does get boots. He outright gets boots. But that's a whole minion wave versus boots advantage. Okay, not too much health loss. Great escape by Andrew. Now Thomas will back, and he does have an advantage. He's level 6. Oh no, both of them are level 6 now. He does have the advantage of having backed a little bit later, but they still end up having the same items because Andrew did get the first blood. Which, the first blood doesn't give extra gold anymore, it just gives the gold of a regular kill. But the fact that he did get a kill level 1 was still an extra 300 gold, which got him the cloth armor for the boots. But it looks like he backed as well. I don't know if that's going to be good for him. He's back twice. Now he walks back to lane. Right, as Thomas has been in lane. Now, Robert is there, so this could be a very easy kill onto him. Well, or at least Burning Flash. There's the ult by Chomp. Okay. Flag and Drag did not do anything. The ult is used on Thomas for essentially nothing. But now we have the... Oh, what a combo right there. Can Roberts help Thomas survive? No, Thomas is dead. But so is Andrew. Who wins this fight, though? I mean, Yenrak is level 6, so he has an advantage in that way, but it looks like it's just a 1-for-1. Alright, so the next kill is Feet. No objectives are currently taken off the board, which is surprising because there is an Infernal Drake. Both teams would like a little bit more damage. We are looking like game is a somewhat chill state as the top laners are going back to their lanes. Both junglers are showing up in their bot jungle to start the clear process, probably clearing all the way to top again. Thomas is in a little bit of trouble. He missed his damaging ability. It looks like Andrew's going to follow him, but does he have enough to get the kill? No. I don't know why the entire time that fight was happening. Oh, and there's... Oh, what a flash. Great flash by Nicole. That was what I was saying. Like, I imagine the Pantheon's gonna ult. But if he ults bot lane like that, a good bubble can just stop him. Well, I don't think that was a bubble. I think that was more so just unlucky positioning. I think Steven's ult would have helped kill the Nami, but the flash just helped him get, or her get, just far enough out to not really take any damage. And the Pantheon wasn't really able to do any damage as well. Flash. And, oh, beautiful bubble! And Steven doesn't have his ult because he used it aggressively. So Steven is dead, that is Feet, and so is Stu. And the kill will be gifted to Larkin. And assist on all three, or all two of them. Beautiful, beautiful execution by Robert. Honestly, Robert has been highly impactful for his team in all three games. Is he doing Dragon? Yep, so he's starting Dragon. This will be a lot of help for his team. Again, both top laners like damage. Both mid laners love damage, and both AD carriers are going to be very happy with an Infernal Drag, but it looks like Cinco de Gato will be securing Infernal Dragon. But it looks like Yenrak is doing the sensible thing and taking grubs in exchange for that. Usually when I've seen pro play, it's always been like one team will get Dragon, the other team will just get grubs. So the trade looks like both teams are going to get one step closer to Feet. But obviously with Cinco de Gato getting the third kill and then the fourth, they have already secured the Feat of Warfare. I don't think either team is showing any particular damage towards the tower, so I don't think we're anywhere close to seeing that feat go out, but feat of objectives is still anybody's game. Looks like Lux has a bit of damage onto this Malzahar. Looks like Thomas is doing his best to survive. I think he's doing a good job. Oh, nice pull. Oh, I think Thomas might have been able to get away with ulting Andrew there because he had the J4 in the area. Might have been able to just ult him deeper under tower. And if Robert could have gotten there. It would have been pretty good. It looks like there's potential for another Pantheon gank. We'll see if he does, though. He got his ult up. He's in the area. Stu is backing. Robert and Thomas are both top. Well, Robert is top. So we'll see if it looks like he's looking to fight right now. That is a gank into the top lane. An ult used, but Andrew gets out. And then in the bot lane... Okay. I missed what happened, but I'll back it up. See. Yeah, it was Pantheon ult onto Larkin, but Darko was able to flash onto the Nami. Not ult, but still got the kill. That's flash on Yenrak and flash on Darko for Larkin's flash and Nami's life. Okay, yep, I'm back. So, and then there was a trade of kills in the mid lane, and nothing much happening in the top lane. These games are so action-packed all at the same time. It seems like every time one lane is fighting, another lane is fighting. There's no fights until there's fights in multiple lanes. Oh wait, what did you say? Yep. Being the cameraman must be rough because you know you're never going to get all the action. Alright, Pantheon's ult is down, but he's looking for potentially a lane gank. He walks over a ward and... Okay. Thomas knows he's here. I don't know why he's showing. Yeah, but they don't win this. Andrew's like super low health. Beats me. Right, Yenrak is invading the top side. I don't know if he got anything from it. What? Jake has pushed Darko out of the lane, just into the bushes. Oh, and here comes Yenrak, and Jake is dead, unfortunately. But yeah, that's what I thought was really... Oh, and a beautiful bubble by Nicole, and a very well timed what's Vane's knockback? Condemn. Very nice condemn by Larkin. We've got 4 Bs in the bot lane, but nothing can become of it. And it looks like Robert is securing the other half of the grubs, while he lets Thomas deal with the wolf that is Mr. Andrew. Oh, but this might be first tower. That is, in fact, first tower. Oh, and Thomas might be dead. Thomas is dead. Oh, that's not Grubs. Grubs have already expired. Okay, so there was never... there were never 6 Grubs taken in any of the games, right? Okay, so we have Herald and Infernal Drag or Cinco de Gato. It looks like Andrew might be executing. Oh, the slight sidestep. But with Andrew dead, They could go for this dragon. They're not, but they could have. They could have secured feet. This is not feat for Team B's, but yeah. Oh, but Shake is probably dead. Yeah, he's walking. Yeah, he's dead. I don't think the ult needed to be used there. The Lux was walking into 2 other members. See if that matters though. The next objective will be feet though. After this drag. Now both teams have 2. And we have Hex Dragon. Okay, so the next objective will be. Oh, I didn't shoot. You know, it'd be nice if the objective timer stayed from game to game. The next objective will be Otacon. 2 minutes. Oh wow. Andrew just really is him. Oh, but there's Larkin. How is that a kill? How is that a kill? He was out. My brother in Christ, how was that a kill? He flag and dragged out before Jax landed. How? Darko makes a very bold flash ult under tower and executes for it. Yeah, I figured. Larkin didn't attack him once. Would have been great if Larkin had just stayed for 1 auto attack, but... Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I'm very curious if the timing on the Jax Q was such that it did still hitbox him, or if it just doesn't matter as soon as he connects. Yeah. Looks like Robert is just being sacrificed. I theoretically can get out by... I guess Stu just didn't want to stop him. But like it's a point click, so that means even if somebody like disappears like to Fountain, if he starts the ability and then they disappear, does it still hit? Alright. So Otacon's up. Dragon's up in 2 minutes. Larkin is dead. Andrew is just going off in the top lane. Yeah, this is not looking good for... Not looking good for Cinco de Gato. That is a 5k gold lead, 20 minutes. Andrew is him. He's gonna get the tower. He's going to not run down Robert because Robert's already out. There's a flash. I have no clue what's happening. Game 1 was so promising. Do I have to be neutral? I want Cinco de Gato to win so that my team takes second place. Like, you can't really be unbiased if that's the situation, right? We'll see. I mean, Larkin is Vayne. Vayne gets the late game. Vayne can deal with Jax. Can condemn mid Q. I mean, Pantheon's the harder one to deal with. Malzahar's the harder one to deal with. Larkin still doesn't have any form of like getting rid of CC. No cleanse, no QSS, no Mikhail's on the support. But fun fact, 3 different people have anti-heal on Cinco de Gato. Against a team that who heals on their team? Oh, Soraka, right. No, I'm sorry, I'm an idiot here. Soraka is very much a threat and you need to stop Soraka. That is feat for... Is that the first time that they've gotten feat this series? Yes. So, Team Bees has gotten feat, and it looks like they're going to be getting an uncontested dragon, while Goon Squad might be going top. Yep, this is a very dead Andrew this time. Okay, maybe. He's in the base. He's very dead. He's very dead. But, I mean, did... Oh, Soraka ulted as well. This could be a moment for Cinco de Gato to push back and get some stuff. They have objective bounties up. No, it's not even halfway yet. Uh-oh. Steven's grading. Robert is going deep for this. And Steven could be dead. Yeah, Steven's dead. Oh, Yenrek could also be dead. No, Larkin's dead. Robert could also be dead. But that is going to be a tower in top lane. But will it also be a tower in bot lane? I mean, 1 for 1 for the carries, and... Oh, the wave's gone. Oh, okay. Not gone yet. I think that, yeah, they still get the tower for that. Yeah, am I able to zoom out? Or is it just you? Okay. Okay. Andrew also is able to just walk down the mid tower. But Thomas... Yeah. Thomas is also... Oh, Steven doesn't have his ultimate, so this could be a dead Steven. And it is a dead Steven. Okay, so Thomas has gotten 2 towers and a kill for just being in top lane. We'll see if Darko gets a kill onto Nami, or if he's... Oh, Thomas CP's out. He's out. He's clean with it. And so is the Nami. Nami is out as well. So Darko doesn't get the kill. I mean, I think Cinco de Gato has a path back into this game. I don't think it's set in stone. Larkin's doing pretty well. I think Larkin just gets hard countered by Pantheon, but Larkin does now have a QSS. That is huge. He can QSS... Can he QSS the Malzahar ult? I think he can. You can QSS the Malzahar ult. You can QSS... Yeah, he still takes damage, but he is suppressed. Thomas is fighting against Mr. Andrew, and Thomas is likely dead. Jax. Jax was actually the first character I ever played in League of Legends. Well, not like the first one I played, but he was the first one I was actually playing for a while. I switched from Jax into Volibear. Um, Jax is just a very disgusting champ. Um, very, very strong. Andrew is now initiating a 2v1. And can they catch Andrew? Baron just goes over to Team B's. Andrew is out. Larkin uses his ult. Then they got Andrew's flash, but I don't know. I think Jax needs some kind of a nerf, such that like his Q, when you jump to like a ward or something, it doesn't reset, or it like has double the cooldown. Like, and it wouldn't be that big of a thing because Jax's Q is like on a 6-second cooldown late game. And if you double it, that's just 12 seconds. So in most situations, that's not going to do anything. Huh? I might have to get a lobotomy for the voices in my head. Listen, the cooldown for missing the punishment for missing a Malphite ult is not that, shouldn't be doubled. It's because, it's because it's the embarrassment of missing an Malphite. Also, if you use it to get away, that's a huge tool for the game that you just like don't get to use in team fighting. Looks like there's a age happening. Larkin is using his ult to die. Did not QSS, so he's saving it for Pantheon, I'm guessing. Robert is dead. Thomas is dead. Oh, and Andrew wasn't even in that fight. Not looking good for the 5 cats. Oh, but never mind.
Blue team double kill.
I think that's game. GG's. That is a 2-1 win for Team B's. Well deserved for them. Well deserved. Yeah, I call it. We'll be heading to a break, followed by the MVP of tonight's series. See you guys soon. welcome back to this reverse sweep of sorts. We have the MVP of the series, Stu. Stu, what are your thoughts after that series? You guys have cemented yourselves into second place, with a potential for, I think, playing for first place.
We
Uh,
we do still have the potential for playing for first place. I'll be honest, I'm not the person expected to be here.
okay, so let me kind of let you know why I feel like you were definitely the MVP of the series. Honestly, Andrew is a menace in himself. But he's already won it, and I think he's pretty much any game that he's in this for this tournament. I think he's expected to be the number one player. So he performed adequately, Not to take anything off. He's definitely very strong. Like his Darius games. Oh my
It
god.
was terrifying.
But I want to point out specifically game two, your Braum kept Steven alive so often. It felt like Steven was dead 5 or 6 times in that game. And then I look at his KD, and he's 4-1.
I was gonna say you also kept Larkin dead, which is important.
You also got Larkin killed so often on that Braum. That was a hell of a game.
I mean, I was really feeling the Braum tonight. I felt like against Larkin, I just needed a tankier option. Like after the first game on Seraphine, Seraphine was not the play, and I needed to figure something out. And then with the Poppy and the Nami wave and everything, I was just like, it's gotta be like Braum or Tarek. But I was like, since it's Nami, I'm gonna do Braum so I can stop the wave. Like,
How was the mental of the team going in from that game 1 to 2 and 3?
if I'm being honest, it was okay. Mostly because half of my team started out game 1 playing poker. So
Ah, the poker debuff. Got it.
oh, it was.
So, yeah, so I think your play game two specifically allowed Steven to really do a great job on AD carry. I may have bullied him a little bit on the cast because it felt like Larkin was beating him up a lot. But again, Steven was 4-1. Steven was winning that lane as far as staying alive and getting kills himself, and that was in no small part due to you. And then game three, I was looking at the items for everybody, and both top laner and jungle on Cinco de Gato had Bramble Vest, and Nicole had the Morello's
Oblivion Orb. Yeah.
yeah, Oblivion Orb, and that was specifically because of you. So you were one character who affected 3 lanes.
I
and
mean,
you-
that's just Raka, honestly.
but the fact that you can play her and that you do a great job on that champion specifically is still a testament to your skill, and I think that was a difference maker in this that game specifically, but the series in whole.
So, what are your guys' plans for the next game? Right, you're against Poro on Sunday, the big bads. Do we have like a game plan for what we're gonna do?
Never game plan.
No game plan.
See what champions aren't banned for Andrew, and then figure it out.
that's the plan. What can Andrew play?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's basically why we do pick order in the way we do.
What
Like,
what type of things do
generally
you guys feed Mr. Young to make him that much of a monster? Like is there just like babies in a blender or something?
oh no, he just eats his veggies.
Oh, it's just that?
Yeah.
He gets his iron?
Yeah.
Alright.
Like, it's just one of those things. We pick bot lane first because, generally speaking, Steven and I usually go like even.
How is the bot lane dynamic? This the series?
It was good. I mean, I feel like it took a little bit to get in a rhythm. Like game 1 really just felt like we were all sort of out of sync. But then game 2, I kind of just started matching him better. Like, Steven always plays aggressively, and I just wasn't really matching it well game one, so it felt like there were a lot of missed opportunities and areas where we could have had like a 1-for-1 or at least like a slightly better outcome than we did.
All right.
But I'm generally pretty passive, so.
Do you have any shout-outs you'd like to give? Friends, family, team?
Major shout out to Darko because his Malzahar was disgusting.
That was a pretty gross Malzahar.
Yeah.
And like the fact that they let him have it all 3 games was kind of crazy to me because like Larkin was literally itemizing for the Malzahar.
Well, I personally thought it was bad that Larkin in the first 2 games didn't get a QSS or didn't bring cleanse. Specifically game 2 on Twitch. Like, I said this on the cast. I thought that it was a terrible pick into the Braum, but to also not take cleanse against that team comp that you had was a great thing.
Have you been practicing Brahms too? Because I feel like that's the first time I've seen you play it.
It is the first time I played Braum in a while. I used to play Braum pretty regularly, but
I mean, like in the season.
yeah, no, I haven't played it at all this season. So it was one of those things where I knew if they were gonna ban, they wouldn't ban it. So I just waited to see what they were gonna choose to bring out.
Yeah, it was definitely a great pocket pick. Again, I mentioned in the cast you had flexing your champion Ocean despite the fact that you weren't banned at all. Still shows a lot of skill.
Well, like I said,
sorry.
For game 2, it was really just I needed to get off an enchanter to feel like I was contributing because that Seraphine game was not good. And I just felt like we needed something that was a little bit tankier in the bot lane so that I could help protect Steven while also giving him the opportunities to engage successfully.
Yeah, I definitely think you did that.
All right. Thank you very much, Stu.
Thanks, you guys. It was fun.
All right, and that will wrap up today's series. Season 5, Series 11, Tinker Degato versus the Bees.
Thank you very much, Brendan, for solo casting. I know it could be a lot. And to come in last minute was very appreciated.
Yeah.
Alright, we will see you guys Sunday for Poro versus Bees.